ask you, has anybody in here ever longed to see somebody special from their past? Yeah, you have? You ever wonder what's been happening, like a little reunification, maybe? Yeah! What are you thinking about? Well, if you've ever wondered about somebody in your past and you're just longing to see them again, this might be the show for you. But be careful what you wish for. Today we're reuniting people who are saying, give me a ticket for an airplane. Come on, y'all. I got time to take a fast train. All right, that's enough. I want you to meet my first guest. She's a showgirl from Las Vegas who says the reunion she's looking for will finally end the nightmare she's been living ever since her wedding night. Wonder what that's about. Fasten your seatbelts, folks. This could be bumpy. Come on out, Kathleen.
Thank you.
So wait a minute, since your wedding night,
yes,
what happened to you?
Well, I'm a Las Vegas showgirl and a mother of 4, and a man came into my club that I work at, and basically he was the knight in shining armor and swept me off my feet, and we went to a Las Vegas chapel and got married 5 hours after meeting.
Bada boom, bada bing.
And I haven't seen him since.
What, you haven't seen him since?
No, I haven't.
Wait a minute. Let's back up one more time, okay? You meet a guy in a club.
Yes.
The guy's your knight in shining armor. What'd you like about him?
Oh, he was just incredible. He's like, I'm going to solve all your problems. I love children. You won't have any worries anymore. It was a whole fantasy thing.
And you bought right into it,
yes.
hook, line, and sinker. What in the world was going on in your life that you would buy something like that so quick?
Well, I was really depressed and desperate at the time. I've been single for 6 years, raising my children on my own. And I basically wanted somebody.
So you say, did he give you a ring? He popped the question?
Yeah, he's like, will you marry me? Well, I get that a lot at work, so I always say yes, because it doesn't really count.
Hey, girls, I think we need to change careers. So this guy proposes to you, you say yes.
Yeah.
So you go down to the chapel in Las Vegas.
Yes.
And you go through the whole ceremony.
Yes.
And then what happened?
Oh, after the wedding, I immediately asked the preacher, how do I get an annulment? And he laughed at me.
Well, why did you, wait a minute, what happened that made you feel that this was the wrong decision?
Well, I just suddenly panicked afterward. I mean, I'd been drinking. I'm not used to drinking. And my children hadn't even met him, and it's just suddenly realized, how am I going to tell my kids?
Yeah, how do you explain this? How do you explain this to yourself?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, how do you explain this?
Well, I think that women are raised with a concept that we're going to grow up and the right man's going to walk in and he's going to be kind of like a knight in shining armor and solve all of our problems.
I hear some women out there going, that's true, that's true. And I think that is a bit true.
And I think it makes us vulnerable.
It does, especially when we're going through tough times and depressed.
Yeah.
So you have not seen this former groom in how long?
Since the 30th of July.
About a year, last summer. Well,
Yeah.
last summer.
3-4 months ago.
Whoa. So, I guess you have a few things you'd like to say to him.
Yes, I do.
Well, don't mind us if we listen in. Well, I want you to know that we searched for this guy, and we involved police departments. We even got some detectives to work with us, and we finally found him. His name is Shay, and I'd like you to meet your former husband. Come on out, Shay! Shay. Or should I say shame. Shay, what in the world were you going through that made you just see a lady across a crowded room and pop the question, go down the aisle, and then disappear?
Well, I'd have to say it was a lot of liquor, and I would...
Yeah, well, clearly he doesn't need to drink anymore.
That was a lot of liquor. I just had a breakup with my girlfriend. I was pretty distraught about that, so I took off and went to Las Vegas. I've been drinking for probably about 48 hours straight. went to this topless club. You know, I dropped about $6,000 in this topless club, and I asked her to marry me. I mean, she was dancing in front of me. I said, "Do you want to get married?" With sitting back with a drink in my hand. She said yes. I'm intoxicated. I think, hey, let's just go for it. We get married. But as I start to sober up later on, I realized that I made a big mistake. You know, I have somebody back in Austin.
What was your clue, Sherlock?
Well, but I knew that I had somebody back in Austin that I really cared about, and that's who I wanted to be with.
And what's her name?
Her name's Misty.
Well, what in the world did Misty have to say? Wouldn't y'all love to know what a girlfriend would have to say? Hello, dear, I'm back from Las Vegas, and I'm married. Oh, let's meet Misty. Come on out here, Misty. What you were going through. Meet the former wife, meet the current girlfriend. We're going to hear what in the world Misty has to say. And I'd like to know what you have to say to each other as soon as we come back. We'll be right back, everybody. Look, we're going to get you a chair.
So did you like that segment? If so, hit like. And if you're enjoying this channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be alerted upon our next upload.
I didn't know if I was going to find her in the ditch or the street.
Parents saying, "Help, Ro, my kid's in danger," on the next Rolanda.
My baby. I'm sorry. I'm having too much fun. But when you hear a story like this, folks, today we're talking to people who are saying, "Give me a ticket for an airplane. I got to get back to my baby again." Well, I'm not so sure that this reunion is something else. We've been talking here to Kathleen, who met Shay in Las Vegas. They were both depressed, both drinking, woke up the next morning, and were married. Misty, the girlfriend, had to hear this news. I don't think she took it the way we did. First of all, let me ask you this. You two haven't even looked at each other since Shay walked out. It's as if they never, ever really knew each other. Well, of course, I don't think you might have. But what do you say to him now that you're seeing him for the first time since you said "I do"?
Well, I'm really upset with him because he pushed the marriage the whole time.
Nobody can push you to do anything you don't want to do.
Excuse me, on the way over.
Can I say something real fast?
On the way.
I don't think that you are looking for a father for your kids, a father figure. I think you're looking for a knight in shining armor with a lot of cash.
Excuse me, it's not about that.
Let me ask you a question, honestly. If you hadn't spent $6,000 at a bar which you work at, would you have wanted to marry him? You've got 4 kids. I know you're not paying for everything yourself. That's why you work there.
Excuse me, I pay for everything.
Doing your job.
Exactly, and I wouldn't do this job if I didn't have 4 kids to support. I can't support 4 kids on $6 an hour.
I understand.
Okay, what am I supposed to do? Pull it out of a magic hat?
Shay, let me ask you this. How much money did you spend on Kathleen?
Well, I think I gave her a $500 tip.
$500 tip. And where was the $6,000 on a credit card? What are you talking about?
Well, drinks.
$6,000 worth of drinks?
Well, I know one person I gave.
Well, he was drinking for 48 hours, he said. What now?
I mean, it was just I guess I gave one dancer a $1,000 tip. I mean, there was just a lot of money just going everywhere.
Are you very rich or something?
Now, that's a whole other issue about where the money came from, and that could be a whole other
story. But the bottom line was that you were flashing a lot of big bucks, and you were buying lots of drinks, and you were the big guy, the big tipper, and boing, was that really what attracted you, Kathleen?
No, it wasn't. I sat and talked to him for a long time. He tipped the cocktail waitress more than he did me. He had two dancers.
For 5 hours and then got married. That's not.
He had 2 dancers.
Misty, do you wish you could sit with him for 5 minutes, 5 hours, and get married?
No, I don't. I don't at all.
So
I know.
You know, so the lady up there just asked. What did you just say?
I'm not mad at her at all.
What were you saying? Come on, stand up.
I want to know why you're mad at her. and you're not saying nothing then.
Exactly.
She had no idea. She had no idea. She don't know who you are. So what she does, you have no right saying. Talk to your boyfriend, your ex-boyfriend, and then you get your
Let me
answers.
explain to you why I'm mad. Shay gives me a call from Las Vegas. I hear that she's a dancer. She's drunk, and that she called me. Hi, this is the new Kathleen McClure. You know, there's that stuff. That kind of stuff is not necessary. How old are you?
Wait a minute.
Calling an 18-year-old girl.
When she called you and said, "Guess what? I just married your man." What was the first gut reaction that you had?
I was heartbroken. I was very heartbroken. We weren't together at the time, but I was heartbroken that a day after he would find it easy enough to go and do that. But I know.
So Shay, let me ask you this: why did you get married? Because you know, there's some folks who say a drunk man is a sober man talking. You know, and I wonder why you decided. Was it to get back at Misty, make her feel bad, maybe?
Maybe a little bit of that. But Misty and I had talked before. We wanted to get married. We still want to get married, but we talked about, it'd be neat just to fly out to Las Vegas and get married at one of those wedding chapels.
It sounds like a get back to girlfriend over there, don't you? Yeah. Who has a question? Yes, sir, stand up.
I want to know if anything happened between you two that night. Was it just got married?
The marriage was never consummated.
No, okay.
So why don't you, Kathleen, look at him for the first time. Don't tell us. Look at him in the eye and tell him what all of this has done to you, because you look very hurt.
I think he's a disgusting excuse for a man. I mean, he totally used me.
How did he?
Misty, let her speak.
Excuse me, let me explain that phone call. He told me I'm calling my friend. He didn't tell me who. We're in the limo. He calls, he gets an answering machine and says, tell my friend about us getting married. I didn't know it was you.
I did tell you that it was my ex-girlfriend.
No, you did not.
Well,
you're a liar and a snake.
I've been ready for this whole thing to be annulled because I got back to Austin and I tried to find her.
My address is on the marriage license that you have.
You have the marriage license.
You have the marriage license. I have the marriage
scream at him. You have no right.
You're a child. Sit down.
Not a child.
You're a gold digging.
Misty, can you accept the fact that they made a major mistake? Yes,
I can't.
that broke
Everybody
your
makes
heart.
mistakes, but this is what I'm pissed off at this point, is that you're going to come and sit up here and be mad at him when, after meeting for 5 hours, you're going to expect somebody to love you. You were in the wrong just as much as he was. You were out for his money to feed your kids.
I didn't say I didn't make a stupid mistake.
To feed your kids? Did Shay not flash a lot of cash for you?
It
Misty,
wasn't
let me
about
ask you
that.
this. You know something? If I were you and I'm not you and you're not me and everybody reacts differently, you know, I would be spending a lot of this energy finding out what the heck Shay was thinking that night to put you in this position. Hold on. I got to take a break, but I really think you need to examine that. Even though your anger is toward the other woman, you really need to be examining this man you're in love with. What happens when the little girl next door, folks, grows up to be, boom, the very big girl next door? We're going to find out why in the world she's saying, come on, y'all, give me a ticket for an airplane. Says it's been 11 years since she saw her first love. A man, she says, scared her to death, scared her away. One of those good kind of scares, I bet. But now Jackie says she's built up her courage, she built up a couple of her assets, and she built up her stamina too. What does all of that mean?
Just what it says.
Just what it says.
I was like 17 years old and he was 24. And I just thought everything that he was doing, he was this perverted old man.
What was he doing?
A lot of things that could land you in the hospital, basically.
Like?
But, I mean, even though...
Like? A lot of things. What could lead you to a hospital? Pregnancy, HIV, STD.
No.
Oh, me. So what was he doing?
Nothing that could basically kill you, but I mean, Michael was very, very well endowed. So.
Okay. So tell me, how, were you boyfriend, girlfriend?
Yes, we were off and on for like a year. And most men or most people, you have a general idea of the type of person that you want. And for one thing, I am like totally different from the girl that was quote unquote my competition. So back then I was very passive. Whatever he said, okay, fine, no questions asked.
But today?
No, it would not work.
So what makes you, after 11 years, why have you not forgotten this man?
Well, basically, one of your producers and I were talking about a teacher, and he did, and now I can look back, was a teacher.
What kind of teacher? Don't even go there, okay? But I tell you what, I sure want to meet the guy. Wouldn't you? Well, let's meet the man. Come on out, Michael. Big. Well, hello, Michael.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Girlfriend, calm down. Michael, that lady has been thinking about you 11 years since you're scared her to death.
Yeah.
11 years. Did you really scare her, Michael? How'd you scare her?
I was at the time. I was a little bit too much for Jackie at the time.
Well, she says you're not too much for her now.
Oh, really?
She says she's ready to go to the hospital. Whatever that means. So, what are you thinking? Do you remember? Was he this big 11 years ago?
First of all, he wasn't. He was not this big.
No.
So, what do you think? So have you thought about her in the 11 years?
Jackie sent me through a lot of changes back at school. Jackie had me running around, had my nose open at the time, and I was trying to play ball at the time. I was playing sports, and Jackie had told me that if I didn't come over, that this guy from Memphis State was gonna be over there, and I missed practice to go over to the dorm to make sure this guy wouldn't come over and see her.
What?
And this guy wasn't even in the state of Mississippi. So she had me running around.
Is it true that the ones that play hard to get are the ones that guys want the most and never forget?
Yeah, that's true.
It is true?
Yeah, that is definitely true. I didn't forget her. I never forgot Jackie.
Aww. But when we come back, you're going to meet this New Jersey housewife. You are not going to believe what mischief we have in store for her. She's in for a big, big surprise. Not quite as big as Mike, but a big surprise. We'll be right back.
Hi, Rolanda here, just checking in to make sure you're enjoying my channel here. If you like the material, hit the like button, and I'd love it if you would subscribe. And be sure to hit the notification bell so you can be alerted every time I upload a new video. I want this channel to be like your channel. So let me know what types of topics you'd like me to cover. What are your burning questions? And y'all, don't forget to sign up for my free webinars on the joys of voice acting. We have such a great time. You can ask your burning questions. You can meet fellow voice actors live. And of course, I'll be gabbing with some of my VO Pro friends who drop all kinds of wonderful information that will help you get into the game or level up the game you already have. Let's get back to the show. You won't believe who's coming up next.
Lonely days are gone, I'm coming home. My baby done wrote me a letter. Whoa! Wrote me a letter and no, I just can't. One thing I can't carry a tune in a bucket, so you're not going to have me singing. But our next guest is a mother of two from Linden, New Jersey, who says she has no idea what in the world we're up to here at the Rolanda Show, much less who she's being reunited with. And yet you have no clue who reached out to say, where's my friend?
Not one clue at all, and I'm a mother of one.
You're a mother of one?
Unless you're counting my husband.
Oh. How are you? Come on, stand up. So you're the other baby in the house.
Yeah, I'm the other one.
I bet you want to know who's reaching out for your wife.
Yeah, I'm really interested. I'm a little concerned here. What's going on?
You a little concerned? Do you think we would do anything to you?
No, maybe her though, not me.
No. At least you're honest. No. Just wait till you see. Any clue?
No, I've tried for like a week. Went over it with friends of mine, my mother. My mother has thought of just about everybody. And we haven't come up with anyone. No one.
No one.
Maybe a handful that might, but
yeah.
I wouldn't have a clue.
Well, anybody, I mean, I'm trying to think, who would try to reach you? An old boyfriend?
Well, a lot of people that I did know, they know where my parents live. If they wanted to get in touch with me, even if they didn't know my number, they could call my parents.
Uh-huh. Anybody who maybe like was an entertainer or a...
I know no one famous.
No one famous?
My short little life.
You know baby over here.
That's about it. Nobody real famous.
Well, let's see. She says there are no old boyfriends. No, any girlfriends you might have had a fight with who want to come make up with you?
Well, there is one girlfriend, but I haven't spoken to her in like 8 years, 9 years?
Well, let's see. Let's see. Well, how can we do this?
All right, you've kept me in suspense for a week.
Yeah, get on with it.
We get on with it.
I tell you what, we're going to introduce to you two people.
Two people?
But you have to figure out which one is your friend.
What, they get a facelift or something?
I don't know. Look at Michael. A lot can happen in 11 years. Do y'all remember I Love Lucy? Yeah. Let's really dun-da-da out the theme song as we introduce Lucy number one. Ready? Da-da-da-da-da. Lucy! Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Hey, Lucy! Da-da-da-da-da. Well, there's Lucy. I love you, Lucy.
I love you too, Rolanda.
Lucy number one. Now let's go. Any idea? Well, maybe this will help. Lucy number two. Da 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 da. Hey, Lucy. We love you too.
Oh, I know who it is.
You know who it is? Which one is your friend?
Perry Polly, I'm gonna kill you.
Look at that. Well, before we get to Lucy number two, Lucy number one, who are you?
My name is Electra. I'm National Entertainer of the Year 1994, and I'm a celebrity impersonator from Florida.
Well, how wonderful. Thank you so much. Well, you look adorable. Look adorable. Girlfriend, I like those shoes. Love those Lucy shoes.
They're growing big in Florida, especially at the Copa in Fort Lauderdale.
Mike might be from Florida. No. I'm just kidding, Mike. Thank you so much. Why don't you sit down and join the show? Well, what in the world made you look up Annette?
Well,
wait, first of all, baby, I don't think you have anything to worry about. So
We know each other very well.
How are you friends with?
Annette and I grew up together since like kindergarten. Our families knew each other. We shared a lot of crazy moments. We put a little production of Rip Van Winkle on in my basement. We had some crazy times, let me tell you. And growing up with this girl was one of the best moments of my life.
Why?
But as we got older, she had
like
her
drifted
dream.
apart.
She had her dream. She wanted to get married, have the kids, have the house, the white picket fence, and I wanted to be an entertainer and be in the movies and do fun things, and we kind of drifted apart. But I wanted to tell you on national television because there's been chances for both of us to get together,
Right.
and you've always contacted me on times where I was busy or whatever. But Annette, I don't want you to dislike me and think that you're not always in my heart because I love you very much. And I
very.
That is so sweet. Isn't that sweet?
We've helped each other through a lot.
That is
I remember
so important.
we were friends in school. My mom used to drive us to the Catholic school every day, every morning.
The car accident that time?
The car accident that time.
What car accident? What happened?
Some guy came out of a side street and hit the side of my mother's car, and we all went flying.
Yeah,
And you remember this as a wonderful experience.
Wonderful that we're still here to talk about it. Oh, Rolanda, I have to tell you, I met you a couple months ago.
Really? Were you
Yes,
Lucy
we ran
then?
into. No, I was somebody else. I was performing in a club. Do you know who I was?
Who?
I was Medusa with the snakes in my hair. My friend Bert Snick read your tarot cards.
That was you?
That was me. And you had that sexy little red dress on.
Oh,
girl.
honey, tell. I just want to say to you guys, she said, I love Lucy, and she's saying, I love you, I love Annette. But what is so wonderful is, God, how many of us have friends that we think about all the time and don't call or too busy, and so rarely do we get a chance to say, I love you, I miss you.
Close.
We were
in the
all
last
close.
couple years,
It was a great
we
neighborhood.
just drifted apart, and I didn't want you to think I was a jerk.
No, we lived in a very close-knit neighborhood.
Yeah.
Very
Oh,
close.
God bless
We
you.
all
That's
grew
a
up
lot of
together.
friends that we had, and parents of friends who are no longer with us that will always have memories. And
Well, we will let you catch up over the commercial. Because up next, would you come out to play if this neighborhood girl came knocking on your door? She's been waiting for her special reunion for 15 years. Her dream is going to come true next. We'll be right back. Do you have one last thing you want to say to an ex, a lover, or a roommate? Then give us a call and tell us your story at 1-800-4ROSHOW or send email to roshow@aol.com.
Now, if you're going to be in the New York area and would like free tickets to Rolanda, well, please call us at 212-650-2060.
He's scared to death. What is Rolanda gonna do to me? There's no telling. The only thing my next guest knows about the person he's about to meet is that she was a former neighbor of his. David, that didn't give you any kind of hint?
No.
None.
None. Excuse me, Rolanda.
Where are you coming from?
I have a letter from the love department.
From the love department? Is it for me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, honey, I think I might call that a special delivery. Well, it can't be for me. David. Look how cute it is. Isn't this something, all those little hearts? So does that give you a better hint? Lots of hearts.
No, not really.
You didn't marry anybody, did you?
I'm married, but no.
There you go. Why don't you open up and read it for us?
Dear David, I lived in your neighborhood in 1977. You may remember me as the girl next door and just a friend, but boy, did I ever wish it was more. As you watch me ride my bike up and down the street, I noticed your eyes watching my every move, and it took my breath away. Now let me take your breath away.
Well, here's your special delivery in the flesh. Y'all, that's Kyla. Everybody, Kyla, that is quite an entrance, lady. So, do you remember Kyla David?
Yes.
I bet Kyla's the kind of gal you don't forget.
No.
No. Was she like that when she was your neighbor?
No. Not at all.
What was she like?
Not like that.
Have you been thinking about reuniting yourself with David?
Forever.
Why? What does he mean to you?
He never he showed me interest when I was at home, and my parents were like, he's 7 years older than you can't get involved with him. And I went to school with his sister Laurie, and we looked pretty much like identical twins, and we both had the same last name.
Really?
Yes, and I thought that would be perfect because
you never have to change your name.
That's right. So mainly what happened was I snuck out the house one night. My parents told me we were going to be moving from our house, and I didn't want to lose contact. So I said, what I'll do is I'll sneak out the house and go across the street. My parents are sleeping, and so I did. And the lights were on. I got caught and I got punished for it. But anyway, I went over to his house. The car was home, and I saw the light was on in the back. He had the room on the side of the house. And the light was on, and I went ahead, I was going to tap and let him know. Well, when I go to tap, I saw like people in his room. And so I said, well, let me just peek through. And when I peeked through the window, he sat on the bed, and then this other girl sat in his lap. And I knew it was over.
Oh, David! And broke your heart.
Well, the next day when I went to school, Laurie told me that it was his girlfriend. So it's like I never had a chance. So
look at him and tell, and those pretty blue eyes that man has.
I can't believe he's got gray hair because I'm so attracted to gray hair.
So look at him and tell him what you've been trying to tell him since that day you tapped on the window.
I saw you work so hard for your mom and them, and that you were such a good little heart. You work at where you worked. I don't want to say on TV where you work. And I'd see you come home and you cut the grass and wash the car, and I figured I'd stay home, I'd do the same for my parents, and I thought we would be the perfect couple. And I got my feelings hurt, but I heard that you are married, and I'm not here to break up your marriage. I just wanted to say I'd like to at least say hi, and that I wanted to be your girlfriend back then, and I'm doing great. I still don't have a boyfriend, though.
So do you have a brother, David? We'll be right back in a minute. Done wrote me a letter. Oh, David's baby done wrote him a letter. What's your wife gonna say about all this letter writing, David?
I got a very understanding wife. I've been married for almost 19 years.
Really? Good for you. Good for you. Well, Kayla, there's a whole lot of folks here in the Rolanda audience who aren't gonna forget Kayla either. This man, poor man, have you recovered yet, sir?
Oh, I'm fully recovered, Rolanda.
Fully recovered?
Yes.
Because I think in about 15 years, you're still going to remember her.
I think I will.
Okay. And you had a question.
Yeah, I had a question in regard to the first menage a trois from earlier.
Yes.
No, but really, on a serious note, I think we're all leaning toward listening to each of the ladies, and it's really...
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
why is that? There were phones ringing. We're doing a show. What's the phone? Can somebody... Did you get the phone? Jessica, did you get the phone? Oh, it's a long space between rings. Jessica, can you get the phone, honey? I'm doing an interview.
It's Michelle.
Doing a show. I'm trying to do... will you get it?
No.
Let's try that one more time. Everybody. Hello?
Hey, Rolanda.
Hey.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I was in the middle of an interview.
Really? Who are you interviewing?
This guy here, Kayla, who's on our show, came and just wrecked his nerves.
Well,
who are you?
I want to talk to you, Rolanda.
What?
I just want to wanted to know to test your memory and see how good it is.
You did not do this to me.
Rolanda, do you remember chapel talks and eating Hello Dollies in the Salem Academy dining room for lunch?
Yeah.
How about 4-year girls and singing in the Glee Club?
I don't believe this. They got somebody from high school.
Well, do you recognize my voice, Rolanda?
Keep going.
Hey!
What?
Sarah True?
No! Oh my God! Oh, Sarah, I don't believe it! I do not believe. Look at you! Oh my God! Oh my God! Y'all, this is Sarah Truelove.
And Rolanda and I went to Salem Academy together in Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Look at you, you're grown up.
I know,
You're all grown up. I don't believe it.
But I want y'all. I brought my high school annual and with Rolanda's picture in it, and she was at the beach.
God.
And her senior quote was, "Listen to this, y'all. I'm gonna be famous one day, and I promise I won't forget my friends."
Oh, don't make me cry. Oh, I love you. I love you. I don't believe this.
Y'all know that Rolanda is an entertainer now, but she was entertaining us back in those days. Do you remember Fanny Bodenheimer?
Yes.
That character.
Yes.
That was
We used to do these characters. You have to be. It was an all-girls school, okay? We got a little corny. We didn't have anything else to do.
And then, I mean, she was the biggest ham. And there was a story, I don't know if you remember it, about throwing a ham into the pool at a party.
I think it was our graduation or something.
It was something. Do you remember doing that?
No, it wasn't me.
If it wasn't you, then who would it have been?
No, you didn't bring somebody else.
Huh?
Who did you bring? Is there somebody else here?
Let me ask you something. Remember senior day when our cars were decorated and everything?
You didn't bring. Who? Say hello. Hello. I'm afraid to see
Hey,
you
Ro.
come out here next.
Hey, Ro.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Good. Keep talking.
It's your favorite underclassman.
Is this Myra?
You want me to come in?
Who? Come on out here. Who are you? Where are you?
Right here.
Other side. No! I don't believe that. I don't believe. Oh, sweetie. Oh, God. I don't believe I'm looking at you. I don't believe this. Now I see how everybody else feels. They really tricked me. I don't believe it. When was the last time we saw each other? How old were we?
I haven't seen you since 82.
82. And I saw you at the gala at the big reunion when we were the Glee Club, Salem College and Academy got together.
Unbelievable. That is so wild. What else you got, man?
Myra had a couple of stories to tell.
Yeah, I'm glad to see you're dressing better than you did in high school.
Myra! Well, it was an all-girl school. You didn't have to dress up. Why?
Rolanda had the most unbelievable ability to put plaids and stripes together in any form or fashion.
I really did. I was a horrible dresser growing up. Look, there's my out. Who's that?
That's Fanny.
Fanny Bodenheimer was this character that we created, and she would do this. She was this character I created, and she was kind of like, I don't even remember her voice. She was like, well, what are you looking at? You're no spring chicken yourself. I mean, it was like this old lady, this kind of character. I don't believe
And
this.
then remember, I say, old chap, that character you played in The Boyfriend.
I played Lord Brocker. Like I said, it was an all-girls school, so when you had to have plays, you had to play the boys too. My very first role was playing Lord Brocker, some 70-year-old Englishman in The Boyfriend. And it's never too late to have a fling, for autumn is just as nice as spring. Before they tell any more stories, we'll be right back. I don't believe my girl. Oh, God. I don't believe I'm looking at this. Oh, God, what are you doing? What? Wait a minute. The baddest one at school, she was always full of mischief, high school, threw the ham in the pool. You grew up to be a what?
I'm a probation officer.
And Sarah Truelove, who was like the president of our class, you always had the greatest grades. You gave us, you had so much maturity for a kid, and you were always grounded. Now you're doing what?
Flight attendant.
So go figure. Unbelievable. But I could dress a little bit, okay? Let's get back to your question, sir. I'm sorry. And let's hope another phone doesn't ring. Okay, come on, ask your question.
Yeah, my question, well, it wasn't really a question. I don't know if anybody else in the room felt the same way I did about, is it Shane?
With Shay.
Yeah, Shay. My heart goes out to you, Shay, and I'll tell you why. Here you are, a poor guy. You go on a 40-hour drinking binge, but your fiancée, so to speak, or whatever she was, didn't come find you. You got a woman who works in a gentleman's cabaret, gets proposed to 40 times a night, but she picks on a poor guy like you because you come out of money, out of pocket with all your money.
On me.
I really feel. I feel here. No, I'm sorry.
But wait a minute. We did ask a question that we never got the answer to. Why don't you tell Misty one of the questions that we asked you was, when you're so angry at Kathleen, was why have you not, or have you started taking a look at Shay and what that may mean? Because who knows, you may get popped a question too and left too.
You're right.
So what are you
And I think that I'm more mad at Shay than I am her, and then a lot of my anger's coming out on her.
Right.
You should be.
But I still think she hasn't the right to come on here and just dog him out, because it's not only his fault. They were both in the wrong.
We'll be right back in a minute. We'll be right back. Let me point this out, that Kathleen and Shay are still married. Say what? Say what? They're still married. You guys came to put an end to this and just admit that you both made a big mistake. So what are you going to do now?
Well, I spoke with a lawyer earlier this week, and I'm going to have papers drawn up, and then I tried to get this done a couple months ago.
But you're going to get a divorce now, right?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
I mean, there's so many grounds for
Well, you know something? One thing about life, but you know something, we may not agree with that. It may be something that none of us would do, but in life, we learn from our mistakes. And I also want to say there have been some good reunions here. Oh, Mike hadn't stopped talking to that gal since he got it up there. I think so. But, you know, it was really funny because when you two, the friends, got together, I was thinking about all my buddies, like including you. And it's a real treat to be able to say, I miss you and I love you, even though you were the one who threw the ham in the pool. We'll see you later on Rolanda. See you tomorrow.